met her, bitches is bitter, they thought it was sweet. All of a sudden they vegan, they don't want beef. Talking out of veneers, I'm knocking out teeth. I pop shit, they went pop, they bought Birkins, I bought stock. They still on a boat, I'm on a yacht. They taking shots, I'm taking spots. I'm taking shade, then they get blocked.
Hey, welcome back to another YouTube video. And in today's video, we just hit 500 subscribers. 500 of you guys have subscribed to this channel. That is wild to me. And while 500 of you guys have subscribed, I don't think you guys really know the in-depth of Milan Jalen. So I thought to do a Q&A. I'm going to be answering you questions that you guys have for me. And while I do my makeup, while we celebrate hitting 500 subscribers. I'm so excited and I'm so blessed and so grateful and thankful for hitting 500 subscribers. So now, without further ado, let's get into this Q&A and getting ready with me and getting my makeup done. Let's go, guys. Okay, so we're going to be starting with brows. This is my go-to Benefit Precisely My Brow in the shade 3.75. This is my go-to. I ain't never switching this up. Holy grail. Anyways, so the first question is, how did you get into makeup? So I started getting into makeup freshman year of high school, and I'm gonna have my mirror right here, so I'm looking right here. So that's how I got into makeup. My aunt actually introduced me into makeup, and it just started from there. It started us bonding over makeup, doing makeup with each other, and sharing products and advice on makeup. So that's how I got into makeup, and ever since then, it's just been on a roll. The next question, which is kind of similar to that one, is when did you start wearing makeup regularly? Like I said in the previous question, I started my makeup in high school, freshman year to be specific, and I started wearing it, I started practicing it, and once I started getting really good at it or somewhat decent, that's when I started wearing it regularly. So really during freshman year, sophomore year, I wouldn't say, I can't really say sophomore year because sophomore year was COVID, but regularly I would definitely say between freshman year and senior, that's when I started really wearing it regularly. What is your everyday glam? So my everyday glam is typically soft glam. I go more on the natural side. Quote me on that if you will. Natural side of makeup. I don't, when I do my everyday soft glam, I basically have foundation, concealer, I have lashes. Well, it depends on the day. Lashes, and I have my eyebrows on. I have my lip combo. I blush. You already know, blush, contour. So very much simplistic, but it's still a pop. And if you guys want to see my everyday soft glam, I do have, maybe I think I have 2 videos on that. My everyday soft glam. I feel like I have a video on my channel. So if you want to see the in-depth tutorial on how I do my everyday glam, it's on my channel. And I think I feel like I'm promoting so much. But my next question is drugstore versus high end. What do you reach more? I want to say drugstore. I always reach for drugstore. But I do have some high end or quote unquote a little expensive more makeup products because, like I said, I do get some of my makeup products from my aunt. So whatever she gets, because she has a whole bunch of Ulta and Sephora points, so she get free products sometimes, and she just stay in the makeup store. So whatever she doesn't want or it's not really her shade because we're similar shades, she will give it to me. And sometimes that joint would be $40, $50 product, $60, $80 product, and she will give it to me. So I will use it because we're the similar shades. And I'm not gonna turn on free stuff. Hey, but typically when I buy my makeup, most of my makeup, when I buy it myself, it's typically no more than $40. I'm not going over from more than $40 product. If it's over $40, it's clipped for me. It's just clipped. So that's where I stand. I will always advocate for drugstore because I love drugstore. It's easy and affordable, and I'm never gonna clown nobody that want to go drugstore because makeup is expensive. This makeup hobby is expensive. It get real expensive and it adds up very quickly. So do what you gotta do to look cute on a budget because I will look cute on a budget. Speaking of drugstore, this is Black Opal, and Black Opal is so freaking cheap and affordable. It's drugstore. And I mentioned in the previous video that I was waiting for some Black Opal to come in because I already previously used this before. But my shade for Black Opal concealer is Bisque Please. I usually can't see it. But anyways, I love this shade and it's just so freaking bright under the eyes. I know I got 50 million lights on, but it's really bright and I love it. So this will be under my under my eyebrow right here, and I use a flat brush. Don't be talking about my flat brush because it's very much well used, and I need to wash my brushes and sponges. But that's not the point of this video. So another question is, what is your major and why did you choose it? So my major is early childhood and special education. I want to become a teacher. I preferably want to teach first graders. That's where I did my practicum with first graders and I just fell in love with it. I also did a practicum with third graders, but their energy is a little different from the first graders. I feel like I'm meant for the little babies and I just love the babies. Always have, especially when I did my daycare job. I just always loved the babies, and I feel like that's where I'm at. Why did I want to be a teacher? I feel like education was always in the plan. I don't other route for me other than education. I always been interested in learning. I wanted to be a teacher since forever. I just didn't know specifically what I wanted to teach. I originally wanted to be an English teacher, but doing more research when I was in high school, I realized that I would have to teach English on a high school level. And I was like, I don't think I really want to do high schoolers. Let's look into the younger grades. So I love reading and I always wanted to do something with reading. But as I got more into college, I could do a whole bunch. And me being in with special education, my major is 2-in-1. So I can either be in a classroom or I can be a resource teacher as well. So I could be a teacher or a resource teacher. I could be a special education resource teacher. So I can either be the two. So I just love how my major gives me the flexibility. But when I graduate, I do want to be in the classroom versus being out like a resource or pull out teacher. I have to get a little bit more certifications to be a resource teacher. My goal is to graduate and be a first grade teacher. Yay. So this is the black opal right here. You can't see, I feel like it all blends in together, but the concealer shades are black opal and hide. So this one is black opal and the rest of them are just hide. So I typically, like I said, use the black opal right here just to brighten it up. Like I said, all my concealer shades are around my foundation shade. They're like 2 or 1 shades lighter. So it makes a difference because I don't like too much of a bright eye. I don't want to be looking like the James Charles meme, the ghost one. But I like a bright under eye that's controlled, I will say. That's the word. And then when I blend them in together, I use setting spray and I will go from the make my outwards towards in, if that makes sense. So the chin, the nose, the forehead, and then the last is under my eyes because I want the under the eyes to set. And the black opal or hide, it doesn't get tacky, so it's not like, oh, I gotta go real fast. So we chilling. Another question we have is, how is college really going right now? I want to say right now it's pretty chill. I am in my winter semester. Winter semester is typically 3 weeks. So a 3-week course, very advanced, very condensed. All the material is very condensed. And I'm only taking one winter class. So the class, it's not that bad. I am paying out of pocket for the class, of course. But it's a 1 credit class. So they go by, Blue State goes by credits. So how much credits the class is, the more expensive it gets. So the class, I'm gonna say class was $400 out of pocket, and that's including with the intuition and all the fees together. So that was how much I spent for that class. But the class I'm taking for my winter course right now is we're learning about the technology in the classroom. So what teachers use, their programs. So I don't know if you guys have any younger siblings, but most children in elementary school use iReady, Dreambox, Google Classroom. So we're learning about those programs and how to work them, how to use them, Class Dojo, class management tools and programs. I don't know if you guys understood that, but if you guys are any education majors in here, know what I'm talking about, you guys know. But it's just basically learning technology programs within the classroom. So that class is like a technology class. It's pretty much light. It's nothing too serious. I say it's light right now because it's like it's past syllabus week or syllabus day, if you will. So it's not too bad right now, I will say. But spring semester is really right around the corner. Spring semester is towards end of January. So that's when it gets jam packed. Ask me that question then. Like I said in my previous video, I have about 5 classes. Like that I'm taking. And I think I said I maxed out on credits. The credits are 16 credits. I have to have at least 12 credits to be considered a student at Blue State, a full-time student, and not my, so my housing won't get dropped. But I also have to do a lot of classes so I can get my internship. So that's why I have a lot of classes for this spring semester, because I did my teacher interview for my senior year. That's coming up, literally. So it's jam packed. I'm trying not to stress. So right now I'm baking, so if I look a little light, that's why. Next question is, how do I balance school, band, and YouTube? That's a good question. I ask myself that every single day. How I balance band, YouTube, and school is time management. I have a planner, and I have a homework planner, and I use my calendar on my iPhone. So everything I do, so once I get the band schedule, once the band director sends us the band schedule in the syllabus or just out in email, I will put all the dates in my iPhone calendar, and I also save and screenshot the schedule on my phone. And I also will look at the football schedule and basketball schedule to make sure everything aligns with the band schedule, and put dates in my phone as well. And for my homework planner, I go through all my syllabus for all my classes, and I put every single due date in my planner, and I put it 3 days before. So I get the notification on my phone 3 days before it's due. So that's how I do it. And basically, I try to do all my work before I get into band practice, because I know once I get into band practice, I don't want to do work after. So I try to do any homework, anything I got to do in the times before practice. So if typically I schedule all my classes an hour or 2 hours gap wise. So that gap, I'm doing work. I'm at the library. I'm doing something so I won't have so much to do once I get back into my dorm after practice. Because after a long day of marching, the last thing you want to do is do some work. Like after you shower, get in that bed, you don't want to you don't want to open up that computer. I know I don't. So I try to do everything in advance. Everything I do is in advance. And I always do, sometimes I do assignments on the bus. When we traveling, got my computer with my hotspot on for my phone, I'm doing assignments on the bus. That's how I do it. So I do assignments wherever I can, how I can do it, and before the due date. And I also elaborate and communicate with my professors of, hey, I'm in the band. I'm not trying to use band as a crutch or excuse, but this is what is happening. And I always try to be in good graces with my professors, because sometimes band can get hectic and I need an extension because it's back to back and it kills me. Even with, because our band director does give us excuse notes, but it's been times I submitted that work right before the due date, right before that 11:59. So, and I don't think I mentioned what makeup look I'm doing. I'm going for a pinkish. I'm gonna do some pink. I really never reach for pink, so I'm doing a little bit of pink. Even though my outfit is all black, I want to add a pop of color in here, and we're doing pink. Yay! So now I'm gonna add this. This is a Fenty Beauty highlighter in this shade Diamond Bomb. I've actually never used this or reached for it. I typically use the if I do use this one, I use the silver one. I'm just putting a little bit right here because I know it's a little champagne-ish, and it turns out to be more shows on the pink. So I'll put it right here just to add some sparkle, some cues, and I'll put it in the crease, the corner of my eye, and everything as well. Boom! It's so cute. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but it shows up on person. It's very light, but I don't want to pack it too much. So, but it shows up in real life. So like I said, 2 question. This one says, why did you start a YouTube channel? That's such a great question. Why did I start my YouTube channel? I wanted to start my YouTube channel because I wanted to find another outlet to express myself. I always use makeup as an outlet, and I wanted to do some more self-expression. And I knew that makeup was my self-expression, and I wanted to show the world what I had to offer in makeup. And I wanted to do it in a fun way where I could just do something that I love. And makeup is one of the things I love. So I'm like, why not do content creation with makeup? And I also added my lifestyle, and I also added college, and I also added band as well. So just showing everything and expressing myself in a way that I did with makeup, and I'm expressing myself in a way that I can do it on YouTube. So I express myself with makeup, and I'm expressing myself through YouTube. So I'm like, these are perfect hobbies and good, healthy ways to express myself. And I love it. Basically, my answer is through self-expression. This is why I started my YouTube channel, was self-expression, and because I love makeup and I wanted to share makeup with the world. Wrapping it up. That's why. If I got on tangent. And the last question is, what is the hardest part on growing on YouTube? The hardest part for growing on YouTube is, that's such a loaded question. The hardest part, I want to say the hardest part is looking at the analytics and trying to figure out how to grow. I look at my analytics maybe weekly, sometimes even daily. I try to figure out how I can grow, what's working, what's not working. If the title's not working, change it. If the thumbnails not are working, change it. I try to constantly try to figure out things, how I can better my channel, how I can make it look aesthetically pleasing to the eye, to the viewer, how I interact with you guys in the comments, find something better every day to better my content. So if the last video flopped, why did it flop? Look at my analytics. What are the viewers saying? What are they saying in the comments? What is the stats? What is the data saying to me? Why is it flopping? Why is the retention low? What point why did they stop at the video? What happened during that time step that made everyone dip off? So I look at the data, I analyze the data, and try to grow from it. So I would say basically trying to figure out how to grow based off your analytics. That's the hardest part, because even looking at your analytics, you don't always know what to do. Sometimes it's so hard to pivot when you flop, or when a video doesn't do well, or when you go viral and then you don't know how to keep going viral, or you don't know how to keep those same viewers from that viral moment. So guys, this is the end of the video, and I want to thank you guys so much for 500 subscribers. I'm gonna keep saying it throughout this whole video, but I'm so grateful and blessed that everyone has subscribed to my channel. It's so surreal knowing that 500 something people subscribe to my channel. Y'all come back and y'all see my videos, y'all comment, y'all like, y'all share my videos. It's just so surreal feeling that and seeing that y'all actually really support me, and it means the world to me. My heart is just like, love y'all for real. Y'all gang for real. Anyways, I'm gonna keep on yapping, but I want to end this outro. I want to end this outro on a positive note, on a good note. And I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for 500 subscribers. I want you guys to like, comment, and share this video. And I want you to comment down below a heart emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. A pink heart emoji for this. Yeah, pink heart emoji. And thank you guys. Thank you guys again for 500 subscribers. I love you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
You know you the coldest. You know you the coldest.